What's up, everybody? King of Fomo here, coming at you with your daily crypto update. Make sure you follow me over there on Telegram as well as my TikTok channel. Just scan that code on the screen and go to t.me/kingoffomo1. Alright, so this is my third video about Goose Finance. This thing is still on fire, still has steam, is kicking and going along nicely. And I want to do kind of a follow-up comparison with Goose Defi, this Goose Finance decentralized exchange on the Binance Smart Chain versus all of the other ones, and really just show you guys, like, this is probably not the end. This is probably going to keep going, and it's most likely going to stay on top. I'm genuinely surprised and baffled that nobody has really copied Goose Finance. I thought that would kind of be the biggest nail in the coffin, or at least a potential nail in the coffin, is if somebody just straight up copied Goose Finance, but it hasn't been happening. A lot of these cloners have been extremely greedy or just haven't been very creative, and we'll talk about why it's working out for Goose Finance and why it's not working out for most of these other farms. So the first thing that we can take a look at is my video that I made about a day ago, 20 hours ago as of right now. Goose Finance was sitting at about $31. Currently, we're seeing at about $33. I think it touched $34 a few minutes ago. So it is still on the rise. And again, I talked about the fact that there are tokens printing every single second in this. So that means that demand is outpacing supply. If demand was meeting supply and the continuing increase of supply, the price would stay the same. But since the tokens are printing, the supply is increasing, the demand is severely outpacing the supply because the price is continuing to grow. With a lot of these other coins, the same thing is happening. The supply is going up, but people are just dumping the coin and the price is going down significantly. So we'll look at a few of those things. And again, I'm going to tell you right now, the reason why the demand is doing well right now with Goose DeFi is because of this 4% deposit fee along with a few other things. And like I said, nobody in this space has copied the 4% deposit fee at all yet, which is really baffling to me that these people that are cloning this don't realize that this is the reason why Goose DeFi is working. But let's take a look at some of the other things. Yield Nyan is the first one we can take a look at. Total value locked of $800,000. Now, the last time we took a look at this, if we go back to my video, let's see if we can find Yield Nyan on here. I might just have to go in order of what I see on here. Why don't I do that? So we'll start with, why don't we start with this one right here? I think this is Pancake Swap. We're going to skip ahead and Pancake Swap. Here it is, Yield Nyan. So Yield Nyan right here at $1,284,000. That total value locked has dropped. And I told you guys, the important thing about all these coins is that TVL. If that TVL goes down, then you're looking at a project that is failing to meet what it is designed to do. It is not meeting expectations. So the TVL from $1,200,000 all the way down to, what is that, $800,000. It's not a huge drop, but it is a nice drop. And obviously we can see with that, the price is $4.16 or 1.6 cents. And over here we had a price of $7.62. So the price has dropped as well because that TVL has dropped. And again, one of the reasons why people are doing this, I'm going to say this again, is because there isn't a penalty to just leaving, right? You have these other APYs like 11,000%. The second that some other clone launches and does the exact same, pairing where you can pair, BUSD and BNB, and the APY is higher, like it's kind of dumb not to just to leave this and just join the next one with a higher APY and farm that token instead. With Goose DeFi, you can't do that. Like, you have a 4% deposit fee, so you need to be slightly invested into your company. You need to be logged into that Telegram and say, is this a good thing that I'm in? Is this bad? Should I hold on to it longer? And you actually have to pay attention to it for more than a few seconds. And that's just not the case with any of these other farms. You can get in and get out literally in 30 minutes and make a $200 profit by joining the next thing and do the same thing over and over again, which is definitely what is happening with these other DeFi platforms. There's no incentive to stick around if the incentive is just higher when the next new thing comes out, the next new shiny object. So Panda Yield is the next one. This one has a TVL of $971,000. So let's go ahead and look at my video, see if we can find Panda Yield on here. It's right there. So their TVL was this is Cafe Swap. We're on the wrong one. Let's go to Panda Yield if we can find that one. Maybe we'll just go to Cafe Swap. I'm doing this backwards because I gotta scan through my videos at the same time. So anyway, Cafe Swap has a TVL of $4,823,000. Let's go to Cafe Swap right here and see what they're at. Now again, I call this kind of the second place to Goose Finance because their yield farms aren't like super crazy and greedy, but $1,615,000. So as we can see that TVL has that DPL has decreased significantly as well. So again, and that's reflected upon the price. You see it's $2.82, and then in the price yesterday it was $8.70. So again, the incentive again is the same thing. People are looking at these farms. They're saying, "Oh, look at this TVL. Dude, I'm doing BNB BUSD. Oh no, it dropped to 261%. Oh well, over here on Birthday Cake, it's 7,000%. Let me just dump my tokens and move over there." And that again, that is what is happening. So that is that one. Let's see if we can scan from here and see if there's any other TVLs that we can make a comparison to. I think that was the majority of what I talked about in there. Then we have, here it is, the Panda. So let's see if we can get to Panda. Scan through, scan. I might skip it if it's gonna do this. So, but you know, the point is, since I can't like scrub through my 11-minute video and find the correct timestamps, the point is the majority of your total value locked has decreased for almost all of these other platforms, and the price of the coin has also decreased for almost all of these other platforms. And all of these other platforms have the same thing in common. They do not have an incentive to stick around for more than 5 seconds without you. Like if you have $100,000 that you put into one of these pools that isn't, you know, the crazy unstable coin or the pairing that goes with the website, you farm it, you make yourself a quick $1,000, you move on to the next one, you farm it, you make a quick $2,000, and that's exactly what is happening. So we can take a look at 2 more that were added or that people told me about today. This is Birthday Cake. So I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, I jump into some of these things too. We're gonna talk about Ape Swap later. I jumped into Ape Swap and it worked out super nicely for me, but I'm like, I have no incentive to stay for them, and I'll talk about that when I get to Ape Swap. But for Birthday Cake, we can take a look at this. They have their B-Day pools for almost everything except this BUSD BNB pool, and again, their APYs are pretty nice and it's pretty new, so you're going to be getting a huge kickback from here. Again, if you were in any of the other farms from before, their APYs are decreasing, their interests are decreasing as well, so people are moving on over to the next thing, and I'm certain that people will move on over to the next thing after this because this has no lock here as well. There's no penalty for jumping in and jumping out immediately. So again, I'm almost certain that Birthday Cake will suffer the same fate as the rest of them. But like I said, if you guys are jumping into them, just understand the risk. I mean, obviously, since there's a lot of funds flowing in and out of here, it's actually pretty easy to turn a quick profit in like a few seconds, really, or an hour or so, since gas fees are almost non-existent for these things. So feel free, but you have to keep in mind that like the reason why I'm not doing that and jumping into every single new farm that ever pops up ever is because the risk of just total scam and total rug increases significantly with each one that is put out. You know, these scammers are going to see that you're depositing hundreds of thousands of dollars into these unverified contracts over and over again. They're going to design a contract sort of like Ice Cream Swap, where they're just going to say everything's great, and then they're going to pull the plug on you and steal all of your money. That's almost definitely going to happen as these swaps continue to release. So just be careful with this, even if the APY is really, really high for all these things. All right, another one. This is one, like this is an example that I'm talking about. This is the Smokehouse, currently sitting at $21. I think this thing was at pennies before, but nonetheless, let's look at the total value locked. I don't think it says total value locked in here, but this is kind of just a degenerate play because you have these wallets with these APYs of 600,000%. That's like 200% a day, something like that. So you have to understand that these are your type of coins where the greed overtakes the developers and the people in it. It's basically designed as a degenerate coin, and it will be dead tomorrow or in less time than that. So you might be able to turn a quick profit and get, 100% double your money in a couple hours, really. But also, you also have a high chance of the token hemorrhaging itself and it becoming totally worthless and you losing 100% with these stupid high values right here. But I don't know, that's for some people, that's their thing. Just like keep in mind, that's mostly gambling. And then you have Ape Swap over here, same thing. I've actually been in Ape Swap for about the same time. I jumped in after my last video yesterday just to test it out, and we can see that the TVL actually has increased in here. I think it was at this is $3 million. I think when I joined it was at about $1 million, and the farms are pretty high, so you can see that 42,000%. They're not like over super greedy like Smokehouse where it's 600,000%. This is still extremely high, but it's not going to probably, well, it didn't die overnight, and the price has been holding up for the past day. But I think it's going to suffer the same fate, let's be real. Unless these APYs drop significantly, there's no incentive for me to say, oh, I need to stay in here forever. If there's another thing that comes out and I feel like joining that, I can dip out of here and jump into that and get the APY and do the same thing over and over again. But you guys get my point. That's the problem with all of these other yield farming decentralized exchanges. Goose Defi is the only one with the 4% fee. And I just talked to somebody in the chat earlier. They said, get rid of that 4% fee. And I said, no way, don't get rid of that 4% fee. That's the incentive for people to stick around and to really actually take the project seriously, among other things that I've talked about in the past. But I don't know. We'll see where this thing goes. Like I said, the price is holding up, but always be prepared for it to go down. As people are dumping in more and more funds in here, you're going to have your big time investors dump in. I just saw somebody put in like close to $100,000, and those people they have potential just to take a profit if it goes up a few dollars. They're going to make themselves $10,000, $20,000 from doing that. So the price might dump pretty big after that, but nonetheless, it's been surviving, the people that have been doing that so far, and the price has really been steadily rising on average overall. So, I don't know, don't ignore Goose.finance. We want to really just compare this to Pancake Swap. Pancake Swap has a total value locked of $1.6 billion. Goose Finance can do the same thing. It really can. Now, what's the reason? There really isn't. I mean, competition's a great thing. You saw what happened with 1inch and Uniswap and Rubik and a few other things. Competition is great. So there will be a second place. There will be another place where people are going to swap their tokens and not just kind of play a game with it and try to make money with it like a lot of these other yield farming exchanges. There will be a second place next to Pancake Swap for people to go to, and as of right now, Goose Finance it's taking the mantle. I mean, nothing is beating it. Nothing has been smart enough to try and compete with Pancake Swap seriously besides Goose.finance. So those are my analysis. Again, if you guys have more to send to me, go ahead and send them. Send them to my chat. Send them in the Telegram channel. Send them in the comment section. I'll take a look at them. I might even join them. But I'm gonna be real with you. If they don't have an incentive like Goose.finance to stick around, it's not gonna last longer than a day. All right, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Also follow that TikTok channel if you haven't yet. Peace out.